This is it, what? Cohiba lit, what? We got that yak up in the cup and getting bent, what? Put some smoke in the air, this your shit, what? And raise your glasses if everything classic. This is it, what? That Chiba lit, what? You got some drink up in your cup and getting bent, what? So put some smoke in the air, this your shit, what? And raise your glasses if everything classic. Stogie light in it.
You are tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. This past Saturday, we had one of the hottest young prospects in the sport, Edgar Berlanga, in the ring against Damon Nicholson. And the question going into the fight was, Edgar Berlanga's streak of 16 straight first-round knockouts going to continue? And the answer was no. He ended up going the full distance, 8 rounds. Now, he got multiple knockdowns in the fight, including in the last round, and he won a unanimous decision, wide unanimous decision. Now, there were a lot of questions, a lot of comments about Edgar Berlanga after the fight in terms of his performance and what should he do going forward. What should Edgar Berlanga do going forward? Now, one of the guys that's been calling out Edgar Berlanga for the past couple of weeks has been my guy, my bro from out of Philly, Jesse Hart. Should Edgar Berlanga stay away from Jesse Hart? My answer is absolutely. Yes, he should stay away from Jesse Hart. I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Now, Edgar Berlanga did a good job against Damon Nicholson. Let me get that out of the way first. First time he got out of the first round as a professional, it looked like he was starting to gas after the 4th round, but it looked like he did get his second win. He got multiple knockdowns in the fight, and he fought an exciting fight. Got to give him props. Got to give him credit. We can't say, hey, you're not fighting anybody because you ain't get out of the first round, and then when he goes to 4-8 and give multiple knockdowns, we don't give him credit. He deserves credit. He did what he had to do. No doubt about it. But in terms of where Edgar Berlanga is in terms of boxer development, he is probably further behind than a lot of other young prospects. And the reason I say that is because Edgar Berlanga went 16-0. Not a problem. He had 16 knockouts. Not a problem. The fact that they all came in the first round was the problem. So there are a lot of things that a boxer needs to go through to become a complete fighter. Number 1, they need to go rounds. Number 2, they need to be tested. Number 3, they need to see what they can do in round 6 versus round 1 or round 2. Can they adjust? Can they, make changes on the fly? What's going to happen when they get hit? There's a lot of questions a fighter has to answer before they, become complete. When you don't get out of the first round, it's impossible for you to answer all of those questions. That's just a fact. So even though Edgar Berlanga did well against Damon Nicholson, he still needs to be developed. He still needs about 3 or 4 Damon Nicholson type fights because he has to develop as a young prospect. Edgar Berlanga is a young prospect. He has a lot of excitement around him, don't get me wrong, but he is still a young prospect that needs to be developed. And matchmaking is going to be very, very, very important. Very important. That's why I say he should stay away from Jesse Hart. Now, I know Jesse Hart's name is not really ringing in these streets right now. I know that. And people think of Jesse Hart and they think of his last performance against Joe Smith. Understandable. And I've told that story several times on the channel about what happened with Jesse Hart before the Joe Smith fight. And again, no excuse. That was just the fact. Jesse Hart hurt his hand a couple of days before the fight. Too late to cancel. He just went through with it. Wasn't Jesse Hart fault? Damn sure wasn't Joe Smith fault. Joe Smith went in there and did what he had to do. No doubt about it. So when people think of Jesse Hart, they don't think too highly of him because of what happened in the Joe Smith fight. But when you look beyond the Joe Smith fight, which was at 175 pounds, you put Jesse Hart down to 168. He's probably the most athletic guy at 168. Jesse Hart is a different fighter at 168 pounds. And he would give Edgar Berlanga hella problems. Hella problems. And I'm not saying Berlanga can't win that fight. I'm not saying that he can't. What I'm saying is Jesse Hart would be the wrong guy and the wrong style matchup to jump in the ring against next for Edgar Berlanga. Maybe a year from now, maybe a year and a half from now, he'll be ready for a Jesse Hart type fight. But right now, nah, he needs to stay away from Jesse Hart. Because if Jesse Hart's on his game, he beats Edgar Berlanga. He beats Edgar Berlanga, and I know a lot of people not going to like that comment. A lot of people going to disagree with that comment. But when Jesse Hart is on his game at 168 pounds, that's going to be a hard cover for Edgar Berlanga. So I think he needs to stay away from Jesse Hart. And it's not even because Jesse Hart is like this complete killer. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not that. It's just the fact that he needs to stay away from Jesse Hart because there are other guys that he can fight that are more suitable to his style and more suitable to his fighter development. I just feel like he's probably about a year away from a Jesse Hart type fight. But if they decide to take it now, then, so be it. We'll see what happens. But I would like to see, me personally, I would like to see Edgar Berlanga fight maybe 3 or 4 more Demond Nicholson type fights. Kind of work the kinks out in terms of how he operates long term in fights. And I think that's pretty fair to want to see from out of a young prospect. And I think it's a fair ask. And I think it's going to be best for Edgar Berlanga's career. So for me, saying that Edgar Berlanga should stay away from Jesse Hart, it's not a knock against Edgar Berlanga. And it's not saying that Jesse Hart is this complete killer. I'm not saying that at all. I just want to see the best Edgar Berlanga within the next year or two. And it comes with matchmaking and fighter development. And I think there are other guys in the division that Edgar Berlanga can fight that makes more sense than Jesse Hart. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.